Hey, everybody. Welcome. This is your girl Shay with Arm in Arm. We are so excited to have you here this evening for our hype call. We just launched an amazing documentary, or we're getting ready to launch an amazing documentary, and we just want to tell you a little bit about it. So, like I said, my name is Sharon. I'm with Arm in Arm. I'm the comms director. And I just want to tell you a little bit about Arm in Arm. We're a grassroots organization. We organize from the bottom up. We go into the communities and teach people how to come together and stand up for what's right, for utility justice for their families and their communities. We practice mutual aid and show people how we are stronger together. We are stronger together. And we are so proud of the work we've done. For the last 4 years, we've been collaborating with some amazing groups, including the People's Justice Council. We have GASP, Energy Alabama, Margins. The list is so long, I can't even begin to run them all down for you right now. But I am so excited that we had this opportunity to take all the work we have done for the last 4 years and put it into this documentary. This documentary is amazing. It's called Exposing the Unspoken, and it's going to take you behind the scenes of the Power for the Southern People, Not Southern Company movement. This movement was started because we started because of our passion for utility justice. We know, and I can relate to this now, we know that the utility companies, especially Southern Company, their greed, their predatory practices, it's been very unfair. And I know for me, Georgia Power, being a Georgia Power customer, they have raised my rates every couple of months for the last couple of years. And I added that up. And since 2022, it's been 45% in increases to my bill. My electric bill is over $450 every month. It's ridiculous. And that is what drove us to do this documentary. We are here to change the narrative. We are here to respond to the lies and misconceptions spread by these platform monopolies like Southern Company, who try to tell us they're doing what's best for us, but they are not. And this documentary is going to take you behind the scenes. You're going to hear from people just like us, everyday people who are struggling. We're going to see how we've come together as a community and what we do going forward. And we have some amazing people that participated with us in this documentary. And I'm excited for you to get to meet some of these collaborators. Okay. So to get things started, um, like I said, we have a couple of the trailers that we did, and I want to share some of those with you. So right now, I'm going to play the first trailer just so you can get a little pumped up and get that energy going and see what we've been doing. If you look at the trailer, this is a sign of what's to come with the documentary. The documentary is really good. And this documentary, we want to use it as a tool to engage people in conversation, bring people together so they can start having those conversations about utility justice and how they fight back against the unfair predatory practices of Southern Company and their affiliates. Their affiliates are Mississippi Power, Alabama Power, and Georgia Power. And they have done everything from influence legislators who participated or endorsed January 6th, the insurrection, our voting rights, our reproductive rights. You'll be surprised how much stuff Southern Company has their hands into. So right now, I like to go ahead and play the first trailer for you. So I'm going to kick it to our tech, and you can go ahead and roll the video.
The abuses and injustices have gotten worse and more obvious.
Oops. Hang on, guys. It looks like we got a little bit of buffering, a little tech issues going on.
And it's time to fight back. The abuses and injustices have gotten worse and more obvious, and it's time to fight back.
Southern Company's relentless pursuit of wealth has left in its wake a trail of environmental devastation across an entire region of the United States.
One of the most important pieces about the Power for Southern People, Not Southern Company campaign is that we're doing it across 3 different states across the South. So many of us are suffering from the same issues with dirty energy infrastructure across our states, and we figured in order for us to fight back, it's better if we did it together.
We know that in this work, in the climate crisis, that we are up against very well-resourced corporations and power players that have vast amounts of political influence and money.
In this documentary, we're going to see how Arm and Arm is exposing damage done by Southern Company, revealing the extent of detrimental practices.
And most importantly, to tell different stories than the ones the dirty energy companies are telling us.
Arm and Arm brings to light the irreversible damage caused by this bohemian, reminding us of the urgent need for change to save our lives.
Birmingham is a predominantly Black community, and we're sick and tired of breathing this dirty air, and we're sick and tired of all the pollution coming into our waterways and into our land and ecosystems.
It's time for us all to say, enough is enough.
Power for Southern people!
Not Southern Company!
Power for Southern people!
Not Southern Company!
Exposing the Unspoken, behind the Power for Southern People, Not Southern Company movement, a documentary from Arm and Arm and the People's Justice Council, coming January 2025.
That's right, everybody. Is coming January 25th. That is 2 days from now. That is Saturday. And as they said in the trailer, enough is enough. We have had enough. Our communities are sick of the pollution that Southern Company has been spewing in our backyards. We are sick of the toxic water. We have communities in Mississippi who are sick from all the coal ash that's seeping into their waterways. I mean, it's just amazing how their hands are intertwined into everything that's going on in the climate in our communities. And for, I would say, the last couple of years, Southern Company has long since been supporting and putting out propaganda that actually tries to tell us that there is no such thing as climate change. They're trying to gaslight us into believing that there's no climate change. But we know that's a lie. And how do we know that's a lie? Because it's been snowing in Georgia, Louisiana, Texas. I mean, look at the fires out in California, the hurricanes that decimated the Southeast regions. I mean, it is ridiculous. They have a hand in the climate crisis, the current climate crisis, and they are paying millions of dollars to organizations to help gaslight us and tell them that nothing is going on. So yeah, we're not going to take that anymore. So enough is enough, right? Now, that told you a little bit about our movement. I want to play another trailer for you. This one is going to take you behind some of the reasons why we feel they are bad actors, because Southern Company is a notorious bad actor. They will tell you that they have our best interests at heart, but oh no, they don't. They don't care nothing about us, you know? So we have to learn to fight for ourselves, to stand up for ourselves. And that's what we hope to do with this documentary. We hope to unite people in our communities to stand up with us against these monopolies and say, you better do right by our communities. No more poisoning our waterways, making our children sick. I mean, it's ridiculous that our seniors or our families have to choose between putting gas in their car or paying a light bill, buying medication, paying their electric bill, buying groceries to feed their children, paying their electric bill. It's ridiculous. Southern Company is a notorious bad actor, And one of the things we're trying to do is change the narrative. We are here to tell the truth and expose the unspoken and let everybody know we're not going to take it anymore. So with that being said, let's roll the second trailer.
This was the most smug, arrogant display I've ever seen in my life. Now, you folks here in Georgia know that during the pandemic, Georgia Power cut off people's power. All right?
Southern Company's relentless pursuit of wealth has left in its wake a trail of environmental devastation across an entire region of the United States.
These folks pollute groundwater, pollute the air, just destroy the community. The most disrespectful to players, to the land, period, across the region.
Southern Company has been a really bad actor in the South for a long time. They have spent money on legislation and legislators that support anti-abortion, anti-voting, anti-climate, anti-democracy. They've even spent money on legislators that tried to overturn the 2020 election.
Southern Company, the people that power 25 states, Georgia, Mississippi, and Alabama, is involved in voter suppression. Shame! Voter suppression! Shame!
These folks pollute groundwater, pollute the air, just destroy the community, and we're putting them on notice. We're not going to take this anymore.
Who's to hold you accountable to do right by them and really care about in the first place?
We decided that focusing in on Southern Company with the Power for Southern People, Not Southern Company campaign is the best way for us to illustrate who the bad actors are and how they do their bad actions and who they're impacting, and most importantly, to tell different stories than the ones the dirty energy companies are telling us. We want to tell the stories from the people who are having the experiences, who have the $500, $600, $700, $800 bills monthly that they can't pay.
Power for Southern people!
Not Southern Company!
Power for Southern people!
Not Southern Company!
Exposing the Unspoken, Behind the Power for Southern People, Not Southern Company movement, a documentary from Arm in Arm and the People's Justice Council, coming January 2025.
Yeah, I hope that got you fired up and mad, because it makes me mad. Like I said, I'm one of those people who routinely have electric bills over $300, and I have routinely had to make decisions about which bills I pay first, paying my car insurance or paying my utility bills first. So I relate to this deeply, and I know there are many of you that can feel that pain and who are suffering just as deeply as I am. And there are people with bills higher than mine. So it's time we unite as a community. We have to support each other, and we got to make sure our voices are heard, because right now people are trying to silence us, and we can say enough is enough. You can't shut us down anymore. You can't take away our voices. We're going to stand up. We're going to fight back, right? So I hope you're just as excited about this documentary as I am. Right now, I want to introduce you to some people that I really have a lot of respect for. I am very new to the climate movement, but I've learned so much from these people, and I just can't wait for you to hear a few words from them so they can get you fired up, because like I said, this documentary is so good. I can't wait for y'all to see it. And the first person I want to introduce is a very talented poet, and I'm going to turn it over to somebody very special to him who's going to introduce him, and that is Karina Space Baby. Yay!
Get that introduction, Sharon. My name is.
Thank you.
And
nice
I'm
to see you.
Gulf Coast. I work for Arm in Arm for Climate Change as state lead for a couple years now, pushing truth to power. He is half man, half metaphor. He speaks in the talking pen ink. You see, poetry is how he thinks, and he's good at it. Don't get it twisted. And if they put somebody better on display today, then damn it, we all missed it. You see, his potential has no potential. You'll find out in due time. He's like a spoken word track meet with all this poetry running through his mind. Each and every punchline, right on time. Please introduce the Mr. Link Romero.
Thank you, Space Day. What's happening, y'all? We're broadcasting live from the living room today. The Arm in Arm documentary. This is special. This is a story about climate justice, utility justice that operates underneath an umbrella that still produces dirty cops. You see, instead of being my brother's keeper when he needs me, I just stand there and watch. And I know that doing my part requires more than just going live on TikTok. You see, little Palestinian boys are at least brave enough to throw rocks. And I know that compared to a machine gun, that doesn't seem like a lot. But when all you have is rocks, you throw a freaking rock. So, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the unspoken truth, the Arm in Arm documentary. Here it comes.
Thank you so much, artist. Thank you so much. I always appreciate you. You always inspire me and keep me pumped up and excited. And I just love the way you express um, the emotions behind this documentary, so soulfully with your poetry and your spoken word. Artist is a very talented spoken word artist. He does his own thing online. So outside of the documentary, you need to check him out. But he is a force when it comes to environmental justice. He does a lot of stuff teaching people how to live off the land and be self-sufficient. I mean, there is so much you can learn from him. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being a part of the documentary. I just can't wait for people to see how you contributed. This is so exciting. This is really, really exciting. Now, I want to introduce you to somebody else in the movement. This gentleman, more than any, I mean, he's so eloquent in how he explains things. He is a force. I met this man a few years ago. I was introduced to him by Lindsay, who's the national coordinator for Arm in Arm. His name is Neil Sardana, and he is amazing. He is a force to be reckoned with. So, Neil, where you at? Where you at? Hey, Neil, what's going on? Nice to see you.
I should unmute myself. Yeah, great to see you. Thanks for having me. Yeah, great. Super excited for this documentary. Looking forward to getting it out into the world and getting people's thoughts and reactions. Southern Company has been, exploiting us for years, and I was like, I know you mentioned like how much your bills have gone up. I was just checking after you mentioned that, and I found out my bills just over the past 2 years went up by over 57%, which is just like insane. I've just
Insane.
I don't know where what they're doing with this money. If they just like if maybe they're using it to, maybe they're burning it for energy. It seems like that's what's going on with Southern Company.
It's just really amazing to me because I know that a lot of these increases, they try to tell us it was because they were trying to do clean energy, but we know a lot of it was for Plant Vogel, why Georgia Power increased their rates. And people don't understand why. And what I want people to get from this documentary is to understand and be educated about why their bills are going up so high, because they don't know. So the fact that we can offer this as a tool, as a resource to help educate people, I'm very excited about it. And I feel like the more educated people are, the more angry they get, the more they want to fight back. And the more we fight back, they'll realize that they can't push us around anymore. Because that's what it is. We've been sitting silent because we don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Georgia Power built the most expensive power plant in human history at Plant Vogel, and it wasn't even an entire like new power plant. They just expanded this existing nuclear power plant, Plant Vogel. But yeah, it was just the expansion alone was the most expensive power plant in human history, which is absolutely insane. And they're gonna think that's not gonna affect our bottom line. And I mean, I know not everyone's in agreement around nuclear and whatnot. Some people are still for it. Some people are still against it. Even if you're for it, this isn't the way to do it. The Georgia Public Service Commission and Georgia Power did it in the way to absolutely maximize the cost to customers for their profits, and it's just absolutely unbelievable. We can't keep letting them get away with this.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was in 2023 that the Southern Company CEOs were number 1 and number 4 top earners out of all the utility companies. So while their pay has been going up and up and up, we've been continuing to struggle. And it's kind of similar to the oligarchs that are taking place right now. It's like they're getting richer and we're getting poorer because we can't afford to pay our utility bills. So I think that's really important that people know that, because it's really ridiculous. And I know you've had the opportunity to actually go in and participate in some of the shareholders meetings
Mhm.
and speak about this up front. Is there something that you would like to share from your experience speaking at one of these shareholders meetings that you like to share with the audience?
Yeah, I mean, they definitely try to put on a Doug and Pony show for their investors and try to say, "Oh,
Mhm.
look at all this great stuff we're doing. We're building clean energy and we're doing like all these great things in the community." They're spending a ton of money in the community, but whose money is that really? That's just our money that
Yeah.
they're charging us more and then putting it into their hands and like spending it in ways that benefit their image. And but we're really the ones paying for it. So like, they should be thanking us. I mean, but in the long run, they should be giving us this money so that we can take care of our own needs and our own concerns the way we want, as opposed to like taxing and spending and giving it to whoever they want. So they've been funding all sorts of projects like Cop City here in Atlanta to tear down 1,000 acres of forests,
Mm.
and giving money to just whatever pet cause they have. They also give some assistance to folks who can't afford bills, but maybe it'd be cheaper if you just didn't charge so much on your bills and like gave the money back. Maybe you
Yeah.
don't have to spend so much on like utility assistance if you ain't if you're not price gouging us on our
Exactly.
bills. So just keep
Exactly.
it close.
Yeah. And Neil, I got so excited when I was introducing you. I forgot to tell everybody what organization you're with. So could you please share with everybody your organization, what you do, and any information you'd like to share about getting involved in the
Yeah,
movement?
for sure. So I'm with Georgia Conservation Voters, and I'm also in the process of launching a what we're calling a People's Power Union in Georgia. It's going to be a collective of customers of Georgia Power who are coming together to hold the Georgia Public Service Commission and Georgia Power and Southern Company accountable, and like to find ways to kind of mutually support each other as we're handling issues that are coming up with this big for-profit company that's trying to exploit us. So we're trying to gear up for elections of the Public Service Commission. The big once in every 3 year Georgia Integrated Resource Plan, which is Georgia's plan for how to create energy in the state of Georgia, is coming up, and they're also considering increasing our rates again after already like raising our rates to a ridiculous amount. That will be happening in the second half of this year. So excited to kind of work with folks on the ground. And yeah, we're about to launch this People's Power Union, and really want to invite folks to stand with us, and looking forward to building power and aligning with other folks also in Mississippi and Alabama, so that we can collectively all hold Southern Company accountable.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And right now, I'd like to bring Mika on if she's available. Mika, are you here? Let's see.
I'm
Hey,
here.
Mika. How you doing? I'm fine. I'm fine. I would like to invite you to just go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about your organization and how you became involved with the Power for Southern People, Not Southern Company movement.
Hi, my name is Shamika Simmons. I'm from Savannah, Georgia, and I am Director of Ladder Strategy and Solutions and Chatham County Partner with Black Voters Matter. And we deal with environmental justice. And currently, right now, with the increases that Georgia Power has posed on us, they've had 6 increases since 2023. And those increases are contributing to homelessness and environmental injustice to our people. And people are now, as I say all the time, making life altering decisions. With those increases, it contributes to homelessness, lights out, people making decisions on medical care or paying your bills. It's so much going on. We have I'm dealing with a lot of people with debilitating diseases such as cancer that can't afford to pay for their medication and light bill, that are seeking help, from different organizations around the community. And it's just so sad because we don't have enough funds to help everybody. And with the inflation across America, people are making life altering decisions that can potentially end their life.
Yeah.
And so we got to wake up and, and be vigilant, on what's going on, and not just think that everything that they're telling us is true. So,
Right.
we're here, and this documentary is letting everybody know, and, wake up, folks. We want you to know the truth. We're not just telling you things. We want you to know the truth. Everything that looks good isn't good. Everybody that looks like they're doing us a favor isn't doing us a favor. We're just talking about, people getting extra help for their light bills that, Georgia Power acts like they're really helping the people. You're only helping a certain amount of people, which is really like less than 15% of the people.
Right.
So it's not really helping folks at all. People are still out here crying. People are still out here homeless. People don't have lights. We just had a snow blizzard amongst the whole Southeast.
Isn't that crazy?
Like really, climate change is real. This is real. Homelessness is real. For the last 2 days, I've been out trying to help people find places to be warm that are homeless. It's real. We dealing with real things in real time. So we need to take our power back, and we need to let people know you got to wake up and stand up.
I agree.
This is really real. My lights were out for a day. This is real.
Oh man. I'm
What
so
about
glad they're back
folks that don't
on.
have lights
Yeah.
right now? And the blizzard just came, like it's 20. I mean, this is real. I'm woke. I'm dealing with it. My lights just came back on about 3.5 hours ago.
Isn't that
But what about
crazy?
people that didn't have the lights when the blizzard came? Come on now.
And the people who still don't have, they're freezing.
I'm telling
And
you, we don't have enough warming centers in Chatham County
no.
right now to deal with everybody and everything. Right now, our organizations happen to put folks in hotels.
Oh wow.
So this is real.
It is.
So, but besides the increases, I mean, some people, especially, we have some folks dealing with mental health. It contributes to mental health. If I can't afford to pay for lights, I just don't want them. This is their thought. So I already need help, and so now you're just making me think I just stay out of nature. I can't afford it. I don't want it. I mean, we're dealing with real life issues in real time.
It's
So
crazy.
we need everybody to pay attention to this documentary, share this documentary, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to come on in, come on in.
Yes.
Come on in. This is real.
Yes.
And
Tell them, bring their friend, bring their mama, bring their community leaders, bring them all. We need everybody, everybody. And I want to tell you guys, when you see
Get
this
involved because
documentary,
you're already involved, and that's what we want you to know. And
yes,
sometimes we try to educate and wake people up, and folks say, "Well, I don't want to play politics." Like my response to you is, "Well, you paying them, you paying politics. You don't
yeah.
want to play them, you paying them. So what you
But
want to say?"
even if you don't realize it, they play in politics. You are so right.
So thank you, folks, for being here tonight. The folks that couldn't get here, we'll be running this again on Saturday night, and we want you guys to get in tune, tell a friend, wake a friend up. Like I said,
Yes.
look, it's happening. Whether you want it to happen or not, it's impacting everybody.
Everybody.
So
Everybody. Thank you so much, Mika. Thank you so much. And for you guys that don't know, you'll see in the video, Mika she walks the walk, talks the talk, and walks the walk. She is on the ground doing the do. So thank you so much, Mika. I want to bring artists back real quick because I got so excited. I forgot to tell you about artists' organization, which is Cosmic Poetry Sanctuary. Artists, are you here? Hey, I want you to share a little bit about your organization and what you do, just so people know how to reach out to you as well. And then I have a few questions that I'd like to ask you guys.
Okay, we are Cosmic Poetry Sanctuary. We're in Van Cleef, Mississippi, and of course, we articulate it better in poetry. Our level of consciousness is begging to be raised, and we've been obsessing over how to provide you with an escape, unplugged, closer to nature. We throw our spiritual selves out into the universe and see where the good energy takes us. The Cosmic Poetry Sanctuary is a time space dedicated to the artistic spirit, and every time it decides to create. self-healing, healthy eating, sharing information about what healthy humans need. And when the time is right, it's a party like you wouldn't believe. Future. Leaving the Matrix has evolved into this. The Cosmic Poetry Sanctuary is a social experiment about next level peace and love.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
We also teach herbal medicine and foraging. We have hold herbal medicine and foraging walks, take folks out and teach them the plants that grow native, which ones are edible, medicinal, and how to work those plants into your life. We do that too.
Wow, that is amazing. I am so proud to be amongst this group of people, seriously. And I want to thank them for educating me along the way. I'd like to bring Neil and Mika back on real briefly. I have a couple of questions that I want to ask them. See, we got Neil and we got Mika here. And like I said, I want to thank you guys so much for being a part of this movement, for educating me, for educating the masses, and just inspiring me, because this documentary is inspiring. It really is inspiring, and I cannot wait for people to see it. It launches Saturday, January 25th. We're going to be doing a special live stream at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 5 p.m. Central Time. And we invite you guys back to watch it with us. But before we go, I want to ask you guys a couple of questions. I want to ask you why you felt this documentary was important. Why was it important? Why do you feel like this was the time that we should do this? And I guess I'll throw that to artists.
One reason I feel like it's important is because I live here. I live in South Mississippi, and in Miles Point, right next door. Southern companies managed to put 5 times the amount of lithium in our drinking water, and I grew up here. And I worked in radio, news and information, 20 years for and we never heard anything about those things. And I found out later on down the road from connecting the dots. Some of my neighbors, some of my friends, kind of sold out a little bit to Southern Company to keep that information away from us. Part of the reason why I'm doing this is I'm motivated a little bit because I'm pissed off. I feel hurt. I feel betrayed by folks who are supposed to care about me and my community. Folks that called me friend and gave me hugs, but can stand by and watch my community be poisoned and not say anything about it. Take a couple $2 to poison me and my children. And also I feel like in Mississippi, we are the dirtiest of the dirty. And so America goes where we go. So the country is not going to be okay unless Mississippi stands up and does something. So we're not those kind of people. We're going to do something.
Thank you for that. And Mika, I'd like to ask you the next question. What is something that you've learned from watching this documentary?
What I've learned from watching this documentary was that it doesn't just impact Chatham County. It doesn't just impact Georgia. It doesn't just impact Alabama. Really, this impacts the world. The days that we're living in, we're seeing homelessness at an all-time high with the working class poor. We have people that work every day, but they can't afford to live, can't afford to pay their rent. People are losing their homes because inflation is just everything is just at an all-time high. And so what I've learned more than anything is it's not just me. It's you. It's our parents. It's our grandparents that worked all their lives that can't afford to live anymore. That's supposed to be taken apart in the American dream. And right now, America has some ends, a lot of needs improvements. And so does Georgia Power and a Southern company.
Yeah.
So that's what I've learned. I've learned it's not just me, and I can't turn my head. If I can afford to pay my lights, but my sister can't, she's me. So it's everybody, and this is affecting everybody at an all-time high. And this is an environmental injustice at its finest.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And I think a lot of people don't realize just how much impact Southern Company has, because what happens in the South reverberates across, like you said, the nation and the world. And Southern Company plays a big role in what happens. So it's time that we stand up, like you said, because I am you, you are me, and it's like it's all of us in this together. So thank you for that. And I'd like to throw this last question out to Neil. What do you want to what do you think we can achieve? What would you like to see us achieve from this documentary, from pushing out this documentary at this time?
Yeah, I mean, I think most important thing I want to make folks aware is that like this movement's moving. You know, we're still moving, we're still fighting. We ain't stopping. There's still a lot to be done. There's still a lot to win and a lot to fight for. And we're seeing more and more people showing up, standing up, being like, this has to be addressed. Like climate change is real. LA is on fire. Asheville got drowned out. Like these are places that we have who's next, right? Like we are if we're afraid of if we're upset about like you know inflation now, if we just let things run as they will, this what we've had so far is going to be nothing compared to what we see in the future. It's going to be outrageous. So like there is a lot to fight for. There's a lot we can do to continue winning, and the momentum is on our side. Like Trump's going to do all sorts of crazy BS. He can't stop a lot of this because there's so much momentum and energy and investment, and like people are standing up and fighting back, and folks there listening. Like he's only here for 4 years. We got a much greater future to come together and fight for. Like so don't let him like hold us back. Like we got to keep standing up, keep coming together, keep fighting, and yeah, to me this documentary just shows that we're going to keep moving and keep building and keep fighting, and nothing can stop us.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much for being here and sharing with our audience why this documentary is so important and why this is the right time to push us out. I really appreciate all of you, and I look forward to seeing you at the launch on Saturday at the premiere. And I just want to thank you so much for all that you contributed to Arm in Arm, the movement, to Power for Southern People, Not Southern Company. And we're going to do great things together with this documentary when it comes out. So thank you so much for your time. Now, bye. Now, before we leave, I just want to share a few things with you. I have a couple of asks because, like I said, we want to push this out to as many people as we can. We are super excited. So we want you to tell your mama, your daddy, your brother, your sister, your cuz, everybody, your community leaders, your pastors. They need to show up on Saturday, January 25th, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central Time for this launch. We are going to show you the full documentary, and we're going to have a special Q&A panel afterwards where you can get your questions answered, and learn how you can become involved in this movement. And what I'd like to offer you for next steps is we want you to sign up to do a viewing party, because we think, like we said, you're going to be fired up after you see this documentary, and you're going to want to share it with your friends and your community. So we want you to sign up to do a viewing party. We want you to share the documentary with your friends, family, coworkers, everybody you know. And we want you to come to a public service commission meeting, because they're the first step in us fighting back. They're the ones who make the decisions that allows Southern Company to practice enforce their predatory practices or their unfair rate hikes. So it starts with the public service commissions. We need you to come to a meeting. And we also want to thank you and make sure that you come out and watch the documentary in its entirety, like I said, on Saturday. And before we go, I want to share a QR code with you that you can scan. And this QR code is going to allow you to register to do a viewing party. And once you fill it out, we'll be able to reach out to you and give you everything you need so you can get that done. Do you have access to the QR code? There we go. So if you scan this QR code, it'll take you right to the form. You can fill it out, tell us a little bit about your organization, and then we reach out and make sure you have access to the documentary and any support materials that you need so you can share it with your community and get that conversation started, right? So we're going to leave that up on the screen as we roll out. And once again, I would like to thank you guys so much for taking this time to be here with us tonight. I hope you're just as excited as we are. And like I said, invite everybody you know to watch this launch on Saturday. That's Saturday, January 25th, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern. This documentary is gonna get you fired up. If you mad because we talked about some of our utility bills, this documentary is gonna have you so fired up. You're gonna be like, okay, how do I get involved and what do I need to do next? So we are looking forward to seeing you Saturday. Thank you so much again for your time. I wish you all a beautiful night, and I know I'm gonna see you on Saturday. So peace out. Love you. Mwah.